You cannot serve both God and money at the same time. Stop worrying about earthly riches and start setting your focus on the heavenly things. Colossians chapter 3 verse 2 says, set your minds on the things above, not on earthly things. And then in Matthew chapter 6 verse 24, Jesus says, you cannot serve both God and money. And then in verse 19 to 24, he says, store up treasures in heaven. Right? Our focus shouldn't be here on this earth, because every treasure we try to lay up here is all going to pass away. That's why Jesus tells us not to worry about the things here, because in verse 25 to 34, he tells us this. He goes on to tell us not to worry about anything here, about what you're going to wear, about what you're going to eat, anything. He says, do not worry, because all these things are going to pass away. Right? Jesus also says in the book of Matthew that everything will pass away in chapter 24, but his words will never pass away. So our focus right now shouldn't be on getting money, getting cars, nice houses, but it should be on heavenly things. Now, I'm not saying it's not good to have these things, but our focus shouldn't be on these things, because when we trust in God, when we follow in the will of God, he will provide those things for us. And I'm not saying that God is going to give you $1 million or he's going to give you whatever you want. If it's in his will, he will give it to you when it's the right time. But sometimes it won't be in his will, and we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay that maybe God won't give us everything that we want and desire, but we should be glad that he is giving us something that is superior to everything here, which is eternal life with him in heaven. And the way we store up treasures in heaven is just following Christ, being in obedience, running away from sin, helping one another, loving one another, bearing fruits of the Spirit. We store up treasures in heaven, right? So our focus right now shouldn't be on I need this and this and that, but it should be storing up treasures in heaven. And the only way we truly can store up treasures in heaven is by truly obeying and following Christ, by following his commands, by listening to him. And when we store up those treasures, it's just great for us. And you have a lot to do in heaven. God will entrust you with more things, because if you can steward the money he gives you here, the resources and the time, he will bless you with even more things in heaven. And don't think that earth is the starting point and heaven is the end point. But we should think of earth as the preparation, the practice, and heaven is the starting point. And that's my message for y'all. Peace.